peoples, we one person. And so I came because talked to Commissioner Sankey, which I think if it had me to come down here, it may not be wrong, it may be in the wrong venue, but we want some help. I've been out there for 56 years. My neighborhood was a beautiful neighborhood. But now they're going through the dog now, because they got houses, like they said at the beginning, they're falling down and everything else. So if he put his effort, and I don't believe that, I'm sure he wasn't trying to mislead us or anything. We all trying to seek help. We trying to seek help from him, from anybody. The governor, don't care who it is. We just need help in our neighborhood. We're out there, like I said, 56 years, and the people that get the house, they move out. Nobody do anything with it. So understanding, we not trying to be rude or anything, but we start maybe with county government. It's a government agency, so maybe y'all can see some insight in it. See if you can look for some help. I don't know all the rules and what you have to do, but I know it's a government agency. So we all one person, one people in the city of Montgomery. So anybody can help us. We need the help. Anybody can help him. Whatever rule laws they have, laws can always be changed. Laws are not made just permanent laws for laws and laws. That way we have the law. You take it back, and we have to go to the legislators. Well, maybe go there. Y'all go there with us. Come to city council with us, because we're just looking for help. That's all we're looking for. So I thank him again for that opportunity to just voice that opinion. And he's one of our good councilmen or commissioner also. So again, the city don't seem like they want to do anything, period. So that's why I'm here and I'm glad to be here. And it's a pleasure meeting y'all. I know some of you anyway. I know Elton Dean, I know Mr. Sankey, I know Commissioner Harris, but I've been around, been the president for about 15 years in Sheridan Heights. But again, if you live there in the neighborhood, you would want something done too. I'll say that. You wouldn't want your neighborhood looking like it's looking. So thank you again, Commissioner Sankey, for inviting me, and thank y'all for listening. So if you can do anything, do what you can. We're just looking for help. So thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Ms. Williams, I know you and your son and I are real good friends. I don't want you to leave here if disappointed, okay? I understand that all you wanted to do was express yourself, but my point and what I was trying to get across to you is that if nothing happens from you not being here, it wasn't because we don't want to help and we don't understand the issue. It's because there really isn't anything that we can do but listen. You see, a lot of people come here and then the next thing, and nothing happens, they say, well, I went down there and I told them they didn't do nothing. I want it clear. It's not that we're not doing anything, because I've suggested what needs to be done, and I'm perfectly willing to work with that. But coming here and speaking to us, you're actually preaching to the choir, because we already know that that's an issue. It's been an issue it didn't just start happening under this administration. It's been happening like that. He ran on that, fixing the blighted areas. But the commission, this commission, all we can do is propose legislation to try to get it changed. That's all we can do. And he could have told you that, but he didn't.
Thank you for coming, sir.
All right. Thank you all for listening. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, we got Regina Walker. I think comments for citizens, not employees.
Good morning. I'll be very, very brief. I think some of you have seen the news since our last meeting, and I want to just take this opportunity to say thank you, because I think about a year or so ago, we were standing here in jeopardy of losing a House of Representative seat. And thanks to the great work of the Montgomery County Committee, Dr. Mayberry and Lewis at ASU Center for Demographic Research, Alabama News Network, and Census Central, and Mr. Holman and his staff at the mall, we did not lose a seat. We were slated to lose one and possibly two, but thanks to a lot of hard work, we finished at Alabama's national self-response rate was 63.6%. Montgomery was 63.9, compared to a national rate of 67%. And thank you to this commission for everything that you did to help with the 2020 census. So thank you.
Good work, Regina. Where's the other one? Oh, there she is up there. What's your name? Yeah. Hannah Hawk. Hannah Hawk, okay. Okay. Hannah and Regina, we thank you for what you did. Okay? All right, this, Amada, Chapada, Amada. I got okay. Amada.
Good
That's how you
morning.
pronounce your name?
Yes, oh, it's Amadi Chapata.
Okay.
My music is supposed to be playing.
You finna do what?
My music.
Hey everybody, you can think big with me.
Open your heart and you will see the treasures within you. Just looking deep, higher than the mountains, deeper than the seas. It's your idea, it's your seed. Let it grow. Let it fly. Let it soar. Let your beat drum louder and louder. Think big. Think big. With me, with me, with me. With me, with me, with me. Open your ears and you will hear your inner voice screaming. There's nothing to fear. Nothing's impossible. You're unstoppable. There's no room for small. Let your mind stand tall. Be free. Let it soar. Grow, let it fly. Let it soar. Let your beat drum louder and louder. Think big. With me, with me, with me. With me, with me, with me. Let your beat drum louder and louder. Yeah, yeah. With me, with me, with me. With me, with me, with me. Thank you.
Okay, let's see, we got, is it Zandra Hall? Yeah, American Area for Children, Zandra Hall, Zandra Hall.
Good afternoon. I just want to say thank you again for having us. And that was my daughter. She's actually the writer and producer of that song. So she it inspired her to think big. Like I said, we think big, and we want to bring that program here to Montgomery, Alabama, to inspire kids to think big. I'm sure you guys already have the budget. So, and if Mr. Bill Gilliard would like to come down and explain that, that would be great. But that's all I have.
Thank you.
So that's enough.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay, the Think Big Ambassador Band. What is this?
Hello, everyone. We are the Think Big Ambassadors Band. I am Marcus, this is Marquise and Jermichael, and we are all assigned to be a part of the Think Big documentary. And I also play keyboard, he plays guitar, and he plays the drum sets. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if it's okay, the person behind me, Aaron Martin, should really go before me, and if you don't mind, I would like for him to go first, and let me go last. If you don't mind.
Why is that? Why is that? Why is the tell us why?
Oh, the reason why is because I'm supposed to be last, and I just happen to. And he is the videographer, and so we got it out of order.
What you doing, shooting your show here in Montgomery, in the chamber?
Am I-
You shoot your documentary here in the chamber?
Yes, sir.
Just go cautious. I figured all this, okay?
All right, sir.
Well, Mr. Gee, let me say, we asked you to, have your information here last week.
And we did.
You had it yesterday, so I had to
No,
make it a
it was last week, and she's the one that sent it.
Who?
The mother, she sent it.
No, I'm going by what they told me.
I explained to her that she sent it,
She
but
didn't get
something
it.
happened on this end where they didn't get it, so she sent it to me, and I made sure she got it, but she sent it on Friday.
All right, okay.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commission. Aaron Motley. I am the CEO of AM Media Productions, which is a production service, and we've been privileged to been asked to shoot the documentary for the Think Big Impact. And this documentary, we've already started doing some of the production, and it shows that Mr. Bill Gilliard, Mr. Levi, many people know him as, is a man who has served in our community for years, changing the lives of young people and people in general because of his program, Think Big. And I am very happy to offer my services as a production media service, which we've had experience of over 30 years. We've also just did a documentary for Wanda Battle's Legendary Tours, and she's up here today, and she has really worked with tours in the area to bring people from all walks of life to understand our experience in Montgomery, Alabama. And so, again, we're just looking forward to putting together this documentary, which I believe is going to be very impacting and life-changing as his program has been all throughout the years. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am so excited, I don't know what to do with myself. But to let you know that God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. This documentary is coming together because God ordained it, and He's pulled the people together. And I want to let you know, I'm just excited to be able to stand here and say that if it were not for the Lord, it would not be where it is today. I'm here to ask for $25,000 today, $5,000 from each one of the commissioners. And the simple reason is that this is going to impact the whole city, the whole county, the whole state, and the whole nation. That's why I'm asking for $5,000 each. Listen carefully now. The Think Big message is going to impact everybody. One of the things that we're going to be doing this summer is, listen carefully, think bigger. Think bigger. Think. Think bigger. Don't pull that trigger. We're going to use these young men to develop PSAs and advertisement. And then we're going to use Amadi to impact all the children to get back on track with education, because she's being homeschooled and she hasn't missed a beat because of COVID. And she's going to motivate kids that they need to take responsibility for their own education. That's what this is all about. And I'm going to say to you, like I said before, that Think Big is the software. What do I mean? I mean that every program where their children want the Think Big program because it's the software. Even yesterday, I took a student over to J.C. Coleman's place, and he was excited. I'm telling you, Think Big is the message. It's the software, and the time is now. We're asking for $25,000. We've given you the budget, and we think it's reasonable. And I want to applaud Amadi's mother and Amadi for giving me their time, and I haven't paid them a cent. They're doing it because their heart is in making a difference at Lee High School and the community. I need this to be clear. They've been here 3 times, and they're professionals. They haven't been paid a cent. They're walking by faith, and I thank God for it. Thank y'all for whatever you're going to do, but I'm asking for $25,000. Do y'all have any questions for me?
Levi, the documentary, the people doing the documentary, they're asking you to fund it. They're not funding it themselves. They're not. I know, like, there's a documentary being made on Johnny at Matheson, because I was interviewed Friday for that. But the church is producing that documentary.
Right.
So John is not producing it. He's not paying for it. But the church is going to use it, and they're investing the money in it.
Right.
The people doing this production, they're not investing the money in it. They're asking you to raise the money to do the documentary.
Mel Jackson, who's a professional actor, very popular, heard about the Think Big program from someone who was in prison, and the prisoner got Mel Jackson on a Zoom call with me, and with one interview, he said, I'm interested in producing this documentary. This is what he said. I didn't ask him. He says, I will raise the money, but I need you to show that people in your area. So my commitment is to raise 20%. The documentary is actually going to cost $250,000. My commitment is to raise 20%. That's why I'm asking for 25 here, and I'm going to go to the city and ask for 25.
And he's going to raise the rest.
And it's coming from out of state.
And he will profit from it if it's successful now.
Oh.
So he's making an investment like
Well,
like a movie producer.
Yeah, it's clearly an investment.
Okay.
But guess who's making the greatest investment? You all are. because 28,000 students in public schools are going to be impacted by Think Big with Me. This is a teenager that is singing the song. Think Big with Me. Any other questions?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to, we at least need to give Mr. Gilliard credit for his tenacity. He certainly is involved in the community and trying to motivate the young people and address some of the challenges that they have. No doubt about that, and he may not have the clout that some others have that come before us. I say that with all due respect. I want to go ahead and give him $2,500 for the transportation hotel venue, if I could, from my designated revenue, Mr. Chairman, if that's appropriate at this time.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And I might say, Mr. Sankey, I discovered that the pastor's wife at Strong Tower was a part of my Think Big program back in the 90s, and she wanted me to let you know that.
Thank you.
I didn't know that until last week.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Okay. Judge Love.
Good morning, Chairman Dean and other members of the commission. I just want to take a few moments to just introduce the newest member of the probate court staff, Ms. LaToya Calhoun, who we've hired as our new assistant chief clerk. That out of the roughly 46 applications we received, that people that applied and the 15 that were forwarded to us, that she was the best candidate. She has a bachelor's degree from Troy State University, Montgomery, and a master in public administration from Purdue University Global. She comes to us having worked in state government. And so we're excited about having her here to continue the work and advancements that we are trying to make with the probate court here for the betterment of the citizens here in Montgomery County. So I just wanted to introduce her to you all.
Judge Love,
Yes.
I have just a question unrelated. What's your position on having your employees, especially the ones who work the satellite offices, wear face coverings?
Well, we've still been mandating all of our employees still wear face masks, face coverings. We just made another purchase of another 1,000 face masks just to go ahead and continue to protect our people, as well as we're still using the air purifiers, hand sanitizer, the sanitizing stations like you see downstairs. So we're still putting our employees' health and safety really to the utmost importance. So for the most part, even on the court side, we're still primarily still doing virtual hearings. We've had a few in person, but that's something that even my colleagues throughout the state are still doing on the probate side, still primarily doing virtual hearings.
Thank you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Marcia Ackley.
Yes.
I think it is Marion. Marcia, Marion.
Thank you. I just came to introduce myself. I'm Marion Ackley, the Highland Park Community Association president. And I just wanted to introduce myself to you, and I'm glad you said it like that because a lot of people don't know how to say my name, but it is Marion Ackley. And I just want your support and blessings for beginning my beginnings with Highland Park community as we revitalize our community. That's it. Just wanted to introduce myself.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
No, just thank you for coming, Ms. Ackley. That's part of the neighborhood that I represent, and you certainly have my support, and thank you for taking on the initiative for being the president of the Neighborhood Association.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I want to put $2,500 for my designated for Think Big.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I apologize. Before we move on to the agenda, I forgot to do 2,000 for the Flatwood Neighborhood Association from the designated revenue. If we could do that, please, I would appreciate it.
Okay.
2,000 Flatwood Neighborhood Association designated revenue.
Okay.
Would that go to the city of Montgomery through the
Yes.
neighborhood services?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. Moving right along. Public hearing. This is kind of like here. Now declare public hearing open regarding alcohol liquor license, application for special events on the Jesse Reed Lane on May the 8th. Sound like it's Saturday. Anybody speak on that? If not, I declare public hearing closed. Okay, Florence.
First, we'll consider the minutes of the regular meeting on April 20th, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Anybody aside from me had trouble pulling those minutes up?
I think all of us had some problems.
Huh?
I think all of
Tammy, I
us.
want to need some help. Not today, but after the meeting. I had trouble pulling them up. I'll vote for them. I'm assuming they were right.
Okay.
Consider the accounts payable checks and payroll checks.
Move approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider the alcohol license application for special events for Festival Latino for on May 8th and May 29th, 2021.
Move approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a contract for professional services with Dominion Resources regarding the 2020 tax sale.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by raising your right hand. Any opposed?
I'm opposed to that. Thank you, sir.
Okay, 4-1, motion still passed.
Consider a contract agreement with the County Coroner, John Jernigan, and a related budget change.
Move approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
The coroner. Well, oh, okay.
I want to put in a suggest to the commission on what
Well, that's kind of,
I suggest to the commission that we have in our standard clause, hold harmless. Because he's a medical doctor. If he performs medical malpractice, that should be his problem and not ours. And if anything happens in the office up here, then that's ours. So if we can put our standard clause, hold harmless in there, that would protect.
It's not in there. It's not.
after all these years,
Oh, you didn't see it in there?
When I came on here, this thing, the county coroner, I couldn't figure out how they did it, or how they appointed, or how they paid it.
So has that clause never been in this contract?
Pardon?
Has that clause ever been in this contract?
I've never seen a contract before.
Here it is, here. I'm thinking something.
That-
I saw something in there that gave it all to the, it's all here, it's all on the coroner.
And I have another suggestion. I would suggest that the doctor present his malpractice
That's not in here. I don't,
I just got it this morning, looked at it, but I just want to protect the county because.
well, they don't usually get sued, but, you know, there's no reason not to have it in there. He's a coroner.
Well, I know.
They hardly ever sue the coroner.
He can't kill his patients.
But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to protect the county. Lawyers are a horrible group of people.
We can amend that.
We sue everybody.
Yeah.
We need to amend that. Just add that to it.
Yeah.
I don't think he have a problem with that because his insurance probably covers it anyway.
Yeah, it probably does.
Make sure that's added, Florence, and make sure the lawyer get a chance to see it too now.
Yes, sir.
You've been around here all this time and they've never seen it before.
That's
Make sure he's aware of it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
hard to believe.
Might have to make arrangement with his liability carrier.
Yeah.
So Florence, that budget that you gave us, that didn't include the increase. That was not reflective of the increase, was it?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait a minute.
So we're considering the contract agreement with County Coroner John Jernigan and related budget change with the contract to be amended and approved by Mr. Gallion.
Right, that's what you got.
It is carried.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
oh, yeah.
The motion
We
carried.
carried it.
Yeah. That's 4-1.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations to
That's not
agencies.
I didn't.
Oh, the contract.
Move for approval.
Two different
Okay,
things.
yeah.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider miscellaneous appropriations to education.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider,
Hold it.
Doug, you got a second?
I didn't move.
I think we got it now.
Waiting on Elton.
I thought I hit it first. Yeah, it didn't take. Okay.
consider miscellaneous appropriations from designated revenue. During the meeting, additional appropriations were made, including $15,000 to Young Life from joint designated, $10,000 to the Meow Foundation from joint designated, $5,000 to the Dannon Project from joint designated, and an additional $2,500 each from Commissioner Harris and Commissioner Dean. I'm sorry, the $2,500 from designated Commissioner Harris to Kappa Alpha Psi Guidelight Program. And $2,000 from Commissioner Sankey to the City of Montgomery for the Flatwood Neighborhood Association.
Florence, Meow was how much again? I'm sorry, I missed.
10.
$10,000.
All right, thank you. Move for approval.
Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry.
2,500 for my designated for Think Big.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes. $2,500 from Commissioner Sankey and Commissioner Harris to the American Association for Children. I believe that's all.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Somebody didn't vote.
What we gonna do?
Waiting on Doug, sorry. or I got the city council contacting me.
Consider a final pay application to Liberty Construction for electrical and plumbing upgrades for the Montgomery County Youth Facility.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a final pay application to Stallings and Sons for Annex 2 exterior renovations.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a budget change request number 5 for the Sheriff's Office.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Yours didn't register.
Elton. Thank you.
Consider assignment pay for public safety communications dispatcher assigned to on-call status.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a position fill request for community corrections for a community corrections technician.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider a position fill request for the detention facility for a corrections officer trainee.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider position fill request for the Sheriff's Office for 2 deputy sheriff trainees, 1 part-time deputy sheriff, and 2 deputy sheriff sergeants.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
Consider travel training requests for county commission, engineering, and sheriff.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection? So ordered.
We have 2 waive rule items to consider. First is an unbudgeted position fill request for the sheriff's office for a deputy sheriff lieutenant.
Any objection, waiving rules?
No objection, move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 Consider a job description regarding a senior IT manager position.
Move for approval. No objection. Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
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 That's all.
Did we miss the $40,000 going to him? That's my child. Did we do that?
I don't remember. It doesn't seem like it was mentioned.
I believe we did.
Should have been with joint.
We did.
The 40,000, we can include the $40,000 from joint designated revenue for That's My Child.
It wasn't on the agenda, so we had.
Move for approval.
That was just added, we added.
We added.
Oh, we just added,
We
okay.
added it, yeah, yeah.
We need a separate motion?
I think probably that'd be the safest.
Safest.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Attorney, you have anything?
No, thank you.
Okay, before we hear from all the commissioners, we got to go back to, what is our recommendation for county buildings and the mask and all that,
Mr. Chairman?
before we go home.
Yeah, just one last comment on that. The mask, of course, when you wear your mask, unless you have a certain grade, you're protecting other folks from you. Of course, the N95, if I'm correct with the technology that's involved in developing that, you know, it prevents stuff from coming in and going out, but just the general wearing of facial coverings protect other folks from you. And so I would recommend that folks coming into the building have on facial covering, if that adds anything to the discussion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I don't know that with the state dropping the mask mandates, the city still have it up, so most people in Montgomery County are going to have it until that's changed. But the state has dropped it, and there's no mandate for people outside, but our employees who are, especially the ones that are going to interact with the public on a daily basis, I think that they should wear face masks for not, and they should be the N95 or that equivalent, because I want them protected and I want them to be protecting other people. I'd hate to have somebody, I know one of the governor's orders protected against lawsuits due to COVID, but I'd hate to have somebody come into a county probate office and interact with one of our employees that's not masked up and leave there with COVID for any reason. So my suggestion would be that our employees, especially the ones that interact with the public, wear face coverings, and I don't know that we could force that on the public if there's no mandate on the public.
Of course, with that being the case, then, I mean, you're not really, if the technology is right, you're not really protecting the employees. If the people coming into the building don't have on facial covering, they're just protecting the people from whatever they might be breathing out. And so unless the employees are wearing the N95 or equivalent, then they're probably not being helped any by wearing just regular facial covering.
I'm hearing that the city will lift this today, sometime. Anybody else heard that?
No, Jim Rice texted me, I could ask him real quick.
Yeah, but the city's is set to expire, and my understanding is that it will expire. They obviously can decide on that. I guess they have a meeting today, but
We did say we'd take another look at it this month, the first meeting is the month, and this is the first meeting this month. So we need to leave it with some kind of direction.
So all we're talking about is the mask, Mr. Chairman, whether or not we should be the facial covering.
It was a mandate that we allow people that came in the building had to have masks also.
all right, so Mr. Chairman, are you looking for a motion?
I'm looking for a suggestion,
Okay, well,
resolution.
well, I would move that as the current mask mandate that is in place for Montgomery County is set to expire, I would recommend that we allow that to expire, and those who choose to wear a mask certainly are encouraged to do that. But I would rather leave it to personal responsibility versus governmental mandate at this point, with the numbers being what they are.
That was a motion.
I would second that.
Would you repeat that motion, please, Commissioner Walker?
My recommendation, my motion is that as the county's mask mandate is set to expire, we allow it to expire and then shift to personal choice. If people choose to wear a mask, then we encourage them to do so, but let it be a personal decision versus a mandate.
Okay.
Okay. Been moved and what the second?
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, but I'm
What you-
reading up on the law in this. I don't believe you can require people, private citizens, to wear a mask. You can the county employees. But
I'll come
it's
out.
just like when people go into CVS, they say wear a mask. You don't have to wear one.
Yes, you do. If you go in
No, you don't. I went last night.
there, cause I'm gonna say why.
All I'm saying is that if it's a statewide mandate that everybody wear a mask, then you gotta wear a mask. The employees, I agree 100%, that's perfectly legal for the county commission because they have control of the employees. But, what would you do
You
if
got
people
control
came
of,
in and wanted?
you got control of what you do in your building too. We responsible for what goes on in these buildings.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
No, we need a legal opinion on that. Do we have the authority to mandate the public continue to wear masks in county buildings since the state mandate is lifted? We need a solid
well-
legal opinion on that.
Yeah, okay, I'll get you a.
I mean, obviously we
opinion.
can. I mean, the governor lifted it and the city kept theirs on. I mean, you can do it, and all these businesses can do it too. I mean, you can tell people if you don't have a mask, you can't come in here. And it's obvious you can do it because the cities is still in effect and the state has already expired. So you can do either way.
Nonetheless, my recommendation stands, whether it is employee or visitor, that masks be personal choice versus mandated on county property.
Move to second, all in favor, let it be known by raising your right hand. All opposed. Motion passed. 3-2.
I will check with the state and get a legal opinion on it because it's, this is controversy going on with the County Commissioner Association, and I can talk to them today because we would be the only county I know of.
They just passed we just passed one saying you know, if you don't want to wear it, you don't have to wear it.
Oh, I know, I'm just saying, so you don't want an opinion?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, you still get opinion.
I know what your opinion is, but I know what it is, but you can do it if you want to, but
Okay, all right.
the thing is, why would we be voting on it? I mean,
Well, that's true.
the thing is, you can,
It's a moot question.
you can mandate your employees and you can control who come into your building. Now, we haven't included the courthouse. I don't know if we even talked to them up there, but I think that the chief judge up there's got a different take on this thing too, on who comes in and out of his courtroom and out of that building up there. You know, this personal individual thing, man, we got some individuals with some attitudes in Alabama that I wouldn't trust any farther I could spit. So I mean, I'm not going to rely on them for my health, to save my health. If I have anything to do, I'm going to wear my mask, and I hope that our employees would do the same thing. But you know, somehow we got three commissioners that believe trust the judgment of the individuals on the safety of themselves and our employees. So fine,
Okay.
have to go along with the majority.
Commissioner Singer, what you got?
Just yesterday, we had a tree fall down across entrance to one of our roads that was blocking the entire neighborhood, and I want to commend our engineer department. They got the call and was out there within 30, 45 minutes, and I got a text back from the citizen saying thank you within about an hour, them clearing it up, so thank y'all.
I got a call thanking you.
Thanking me for thanking them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did.
I didn't do anything but call in.
No, but they never had a commissioner to respond that quick.
Well,
Okay, so, anyway. Thank y'all for doing that.
My little chainsaw wouldn't have done a whole lot, but.
Commissioner Sankey?
Yes, sir. Just, Ms. Amati, just want to thank you for the song that you delivered this morning. Very, very appropriate and provided a lot of relief in this atmosphere that we find ourselves in. And I just want to encourage everyone to take some personal responsibility and wear your mask. Thank you.
Mr. Walker?
I don't have anything, Mr. Chairman.
I guess we covered it all. Did I miss anything? You sure? Okay. Let's be prepared for the bad weather this evening tonight. And I want to encourage people to be safe. The pandemic is still around. I did vote to keep doing what we've been doing because that's what I believe in. Each one of us have a right to vote the way we want to vote, the way we feel. I see so many things going on that I'm not comfortable. I'm talking about in my community. When I see thousands of folks gathering for partying on Fridays and stuff, and none of them have masks on, and it annoys me because, like she said, almost 500 people died from this COVID, and that's a lot of people. People are dying already, but that was an addition. So it's still scary. So let's be careful on where we go and who we deal with, who we shake hands with, or whatever. So, but Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to again commend Carmen Douglas and her crew for conducting that study on this pay increase. I think it's a good thing to try to help to retain and recruit the best of the best to work for the county. You always, and you sit out here and you hear these commissioners, they're always talking about what a wonderful job, what wonderful employees we have. Let's see how they feel when we get ready to vote on increasing their pay. Let's see if they're willing to pay these people what they're worth when they're doing that. I'm a big supporter of it and always have been. I always thought they were underpaid, and this is proof. And we should do what we need to do instead of saying how good they are. Let's show how good we think they are. With regards to the face protections and abiding by the CDC and what the science says about this disease, we lost a vote today, but look, it's common sense, and if you don't take my word for it, ask your doctor. The next time you go in, I bet you he's got a mask on or she's got a mask on. You're not going to go to the doctor's office. You're not going to see anybody in there without one on, or anywhere for that matter. So, it is a common sense thing, but a lot of people don't exercise common sense. My wife got a call a couple of days ago. A friend of hers went to a funeral for one of the matriarchs of the family. 6 people. 6 people came down with COVID a couple of weeks later. I mean, because they're listening to this, whoever is buzzing around saying, you don't need to wear a mask, this, that, and the other, and they go in these gatherings without masks, and they get sick. 3 of them in the hospital. So, whether you've had the shot or not, it's good sense to stay protected until this thing get under hand. It'll never get under hand, people not wanting to wear it. The reports are now that we'll never get herd immunity as long as people that have these attitudes. Oh, it's no better than the flu. Give me the flu any day. Thank you.
Okay. Florence, just remember to tell the staff to have that check ready for the sheriff before Thursday. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, we entertain a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye. Who's second?
Hope you guys second it. I seconded it. Oh, you got
You got to
yeah,
press
it
the
is.
second. Not taken. Oh, there it is. All right.